right, good evening, professors. Dr. Crosby. Um, this is my video response for the module 4. All right, the first question is about the change. So, yeah, change is something inevitable and something that's very each one of us experience. Sometimes it's exciting, like all the time. Sometimes it's uncomfortable too. But no matter what, change always teaches us something valuable. Because today I want to share some reflections which I myself experienced because I worked in India for 7 years as a teacher and then again in Dubai for 8 years, and now this is in USA, that's United States of America, for 2 years. So I know the real changes in each of my experience. So I want to share some reflections on navigating my change and how strong leadership and the family partnership can make the process very smoother and more meaningful, not only for us as educated, and it's also applicable for any kind of change in students life too. So let's start with change itself. The first step that really stood out to me is, out of all those 10 tips, the first one is learn from the previous experience. So you have learned from the previous experience, you have met change before and survived. So when change happens, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, yeah, because it's very unfamiliar, new, and if we stop and think back, we realize we've gone through change before. Like as I told, new schools, new environment, new teachers as students, our new routines and new culture, according to me. And I made it through, because when I changed from India to Qatar, that's Dubai, so it was all new, but I made it through every single time. So now this is my second year in this country, and I'm learning also here too. I'm learning new changes. So each experience is making me stronger and teaching me something new. So remembering that what we have overcome in the past, like, helps us to overcome challenges before, helps us, it helps us to trust ourselves when the next change comes along. Then the second important tip is realize that, yeah, others can help, that we are not alone. Yeah, when we face change, that we feel sometimes the change is only for me, and it's I'm alone in this. But in reality, support is all around us. Friends, family, colleagues, they are there to help us. They wanted to help. So talking to others and sharing our worries or problems or challenges, difficulties, can bring new relief and new ideas. So change become less intimidating when we remember that we are part of the community. So the third tip, which hold close to my heart, is do not forget your value system during the change process, because sometimes now it's very easy to lose our sight of what is important. Example, like, our values like honesty, respect, especially kindness. Sometimes we lose our temper because of a lot of changes. So they compass that helps us to make good decisions. Our values are very important, even when things feel uncertain or when we feel overwhelmed. We need to remain in our values. When we stay true to who we are, then we handle challenges with confidence and special integrity. Now, the next is, based on, I've seen 6 types of parent involvement. Yeah, the question number 2. So this, I feel that seamlessly I've been doing this. Not only me as teachers, a lot of us, we've been doing this, but then now I'm able to figure out, or I'm able to term this as I've seen 6 types of parent involvement. Because when I was, as a special education teacher last year, I've learned that, when families and schools truly work together, amazing things happen. So just want to share my own success story, how meaningful family involvement is all about, came through. At the beginning of the year, last year, I had a 6th grade student who struggled with reading comprehension and motivation. He was very low confident. His parents cared very deeply about the success, but then they were not sure how to help at home. So communication was limited. They were not able to contact me. When I called them, they were not available. It was like totally child comes unprepared and very discouraged every time. So now, the type 1 parenting. So this was there. This was done. How because I tried and contacted the parent to discuss how to create supportive environment at home. So then we discussed, and then we said, okay, I suggested them to keep the quiet reading time or reading spot, where simple routine homework time just for 2 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes, then gradually it increases. So then I just sent home visual checklist to that easily monitor their daily assignments. So then family, the whole family, they got changed and they received the confidence. And type 2, communicating. So this communication, of course, both parent involvement, and then they goes together, because next focus regular communication began. I began sending short weekly progress chat, and then reading goals very short, like like five lines. So his parents also use the same agenda to sign back, and then what's happening at home. So the consistent, so the child was also encouraged, because we were intentionally writing positive points more than the negative one. And then type 3 is voluntary. Even though the parents, sometimes they could not come in direct, because both were professionals, both were working, they had their schedules. So but then still we had our phone call or via mail, and they volunteered themselves to contact me. And then they sometimes, when they don't understand English, they volunteer to speak other person on their behalf. So their son was also proud to hear parents voice, like kid was there. I mean, parents are supporting him. It celebrated like both, like family connections with the teacher. So they volunteer themselves to give their own stories via email and phone call to me. Then type for learning at home. Yeah, learning at home. So I provided some guides like quizzes, online guides, and then IXL assignments to support reading at home. Every night they spent enough time, at least 5 to 10 minutes, about reading together and discussing. So this moment built not only comprehension, also confidence amongst the family and joy amongst them. Then the type 5 is, yeah, decision making. When it came for IEP meeting and all, I made sure that his parents voices were central, because I encouraged them to share the insights and what they went through the whole year. For almost 5 to 6 months we had been doing this. So then we adjusted his reading goals according to the development and the relevant levels. They felt very valued and empowered. And then type 6 is, yeah, collaborating with the community. Honestly, this part is, I suggested, but then I'm not sure. I did not take the input from the family that they were able to do it or not. They said yes, but then I did not see evidence, no clear it was not evident, because I suggested them about local library, reading buddy program, and also TED talk, so that no, they need to volunteer themselves to go and involve themselves as community. But then they said yes, but then they were able to do or not do, it was not evident. Anyway, by the end of the year, the student had grown the 2 grade levels in reading comprehension. So it was the real victory for student and parent and the teacher, the triangle. So we created that triangle, parent, teacher, student, and it was so happy to see the students success. More than that, relationship, trust, and shared responsibility. So that's my success story. Now let's talk about the third question is all about, yeah, leadership styles. So this is really very easy for me to correlate this, because it just, I would like to share an example, because it just happened last week. It was like a meeting, very recent. Direct leadership style was used. This happened during one of the grade level data meeting last semester, so a couple of weeks ago. So the purpose was to review reading benchmark results and to form intervention groups. But then our instructional coach, she led the meeting, and her approach was very direct, clear, structure, and data driven and results driven, because she started by outlining exactly what we needed to accomplish, review data, and also identify students below proficiency, and assign teachers to specific small groups. And she controlled the pace. In fact, she gave us the timer to complete the task, assigned task with the specific time, with the specific input, and kept us strictly on the schedule. We were following the right agenda. So of course there was advantage, because There was a clarity and it was so refreshing. Everyone knew what was expected. The meeting stayed on track and decisions were made quickly, and we left with solid plan, and it worked well with some tasks where accountability was also a key. And also disadvantage I would like to mention here is the everything is it was leader guided every step. It was like totally she led the meeting, right? So not everyone's voice was heard. Some teachers also had some creative grouping ideas, but then it was fast paced and there was little room for open discussion, so that limited collaboration and that reduced the sense of ownership. And then reflecting on that meeting, I realized direct leadership style is effective when quick decision action is required, but it's important to balance it with space for dialogue for other teachers and for us. So true leadership knows to when to listen and also when to lead. All right, now on the other hand, the fourth one, obviously, I experienced also a different dynamic in another meeting where a facilitator leadership style, and that is literally 2 days before Monday. It was on Monday. So this was during an ELA planning meeting. Our instructional coach acted more as guide than a director because she began with open-ended questions. Our meeting started with questions like, what 10 trends do you see in your students' data, and what strategies have worked best for you? So she encouraged everyone to share, brainstorm, and then build on another ideas. But then the advantages of this facilitator approach were clear, created teamwork, built trust, and sparked creativity. Teachers felt heard and valued because we helped shape the plan. We felt genuine ownership over it. But of course, there were challenges. This takes time, and we had so many valuable ideas, but we ran out of time before finalizing materials, and we needed follow-up session, maybe probably the next week. So, with strong time management, discussions can drift. Even so, the meeting left me energized. It reminded me when leaders empower others to contribute, collaboration thrives. Right? The facilitator style is ideal when creativity and engagement are priorities. So, in reflecting both experiences, I learned leadership is situational. Sometimes direct keeps efficient and focused, and facilitator is all about collaboration. Thank you so much.